This conference will now be recorded.
As I mentioned, by using SAP Commerce, we can create this kind of shopping sites, right? That's why SAP Commerce is called e-commerce solution or e-commerce software. Now, what is the e-commerce? I know we are hearing this word long back. What exactly is e-commerce?
It is the concept.
Online shopping on internet.
Okay, yes, it is a shopping site. Or can I put this way? What is the e-commerce? Buying or selling. Buying or selling of what? Products or services. From whom? From another customer or company. How? Over the internet is called e-commerce. Buying or selling of what? Product or services. From whom? Company or from another customer. How? Through internet is called e-commerce. Is it covering all the combinations? So the definition is covering all the combinations, right? Whatever you speak, that this covers B2C, B2B, okay? Then products, services, and through internet is called e-commerce. So therefore, if anyone asks the question, what is e-commerce? Buying or selling product or services from company or from another customer over the internet is called e-commerce. Now we have different flavors of e-commerce, right? What are the flavors of e-commerce? Flavors are classification, flavors or types, whatever you call it as. What are the different flavors of e-commerce?
B2C,
B2C,
B2B,
B2B,
C2C.
very good. B2C, B2B, okay. Then C2C, then fourth one is C2B. Like that we have many flavors. Like that we have many flavors. So B2C example is what? Chroma is a B2C example, and so on, so on, so. Next B2B example is what? Boeing is the B2B example. Next C2C. C2C example is what here?
OLX.
OLX.com. Like this we have bunch of the sites created. Like this we have bunch of the sites created. Okay, we have different flavors of e-commerce, B2C, B2B, C2C, like that. Then please remember this, by default SAP Commerce provides recipes. What is the meaning of recipes? Templates for B2C and B2B. By default SAP Commerce provides the recipes. Recipes means templates for B2C and B2B. So that means SAP Commerce mainly focus on B2C and B2B. Now you can ask a question. Does that mean we can't use SAP Commerce for C2C? We can't use SAP Commerce for C2C or C2B or something else? Yes, we can use SAP Commerce giving us the flexibility to do the customizations. SAP Commerce is giving the flexibility to do the customizations. So by doing the customization, you can develop C2C, you can develop C2B, you can develop something else, and so on, so on, so. And I told one more statement. SAP Commerce also providing industry-specific accelerators. SAP Commerce also provides, SAP Commerce also provides industry-specific accelerators. So can you name them here? Okay, can you name them, or where can we see this? Yes, very good. So where can we see those? You can go to the help.sap.com. You can go to the help.sap.com, industry specific accelerators. So that means if you are developing a software for a travel company, or if you are developing a software telecom company and all, then you can use industry specific accelerators. So you can go here. We are part of SAP Commerce Cloud. We are part of SAP Commerce Cloud. Now these are the industry specific accelerators. You can see there is a utilities accelerator, there is a financial accelerator, there is a senior citizen accelerator, there is a travel accelerator, and so on, so on, so. And so on, so on, so. That's it. Like this, SAP Commerce also provides the industry specific accelerators. This is the complete picture. So SAP Commerce mainly focus on what? B2C and B2B. And can I use SAP Commerce for C2C, all those things? Yes, you can use it because SAP Commerce is giving the flexibility to do the customizations. It is giving the flexibility to do the customization, and SAP Commerce also providing the industry specific accelerators. Okay, industry specific accelerators like a financial accelerator, travel accelerator, telco accelerator, utilities accelerator, engagement, senior citizens engagement accelerator, and so on, so on, so. Next, as I said, right, SAP Commerce provides the recipes for B2C and B2B, right? So that means after, can you please pay attention? That means after we install SAP Commerce, what did we install? We installed the CX recipe, right? We installed the CX recipe. Recipe is nothing but the template here. After we install SAP Commerce, that means after we install CX recipe, we get 3 sample B2C sites. What are the names here? Apparel UK, Apparel Germany, and electronics. Yes. And we get 1 sample B2B site. What is the name of that?
Hardware tools, power tools.
Power tools. Okay, the name is Power Tools, and the URLs are nothing but this one. You can see here we did not do anything, we just completed the installation. After installation, you can very well see, so this is the apparel sample site, apparel UK. UK is nothing but the English. So this is the apparel UK sample site. Similarly, you have a apparel Germany sample site. Germany is nothing but the German language, but still it is coming in the English because it is cached. Now you can go here and clear the cache. So you can see it is coming in the German now. You can see the search. Therefore, it is going to provide the apparel UK, which is English site, and apparel Germany, which is a German site, and the currency is also different. We'll see one by one. Okay, we'll see one by one, and we also get one more site called the electronics. We also get one more site called electronics. You can go here and change the URL, ELECTRONICS electronics. Now this is the electronic site. Like this, we get 3 sample B2C sites. Then based on your business, whichever is nearest for you, you can select it, so that you will end up with less customizations. That's it. Next, we also get a B2B site. B2B site URL is what? Why B2B? And at the end, you need to write Power Tools. At the end, you need to write Power Tools. So this is the B2B site. Once you hit that, there is a URL here. You can change it to localhost. Then you are good. So this is the B2B site. This is the sample B2B site. Let's say you are working for a Boeing company. Then you take these results as a base. So that means all the B2Cs are coming from where? Can you see this one? All the B2Cs are coming from where? Via Accelerator storefront. And B2B is coming from where? B2B is coming from where?
Why B2B accelerators?
Why B2B accelerator? So you need to remember these names here. You need to remember these names. Now, can you please pay attention? Can you please pay attention? Let's see where is this. Can you please pay attention? Can you please pay attention? Right now we are using SAP Commerce 2011, right? You need to understand this one here. Right now we are using SAP Commerce 2011. Now this is the SAP Commerce 2011. Can you see this one? And I go to the bin. I go to the bin. I go to the modules, and you can see there is a base accelerator where you have that extensions. Because of this, you are getting the B2C sites. Because of this, you are getting the B2C sites. You need to pay attention here, please, because this is the one of the direction you need to understand. Okay, if I take the 2011 version, can you please pay attention? This is the SAP Commerce 2011 version. In the SAP Commerce 2011 version, where is the Y Accelerator storefront? It is part of the, then this one. Okay, now if you see here, if you go to the deprecated, am I having anything? In the deprecated, what do I have in the 2011? Only this is there. Okay, now there is a one powerful conclusion here. That's why I'm putting this much of diagram. You need to understand. So if you take the 2011, so this is the structure of this base accelerator. So these are all 2011. These are all 2011. SAP Commerce 2011 version. Now, what is the latest version? Can anyone tell me? What is the latest version?
2205.
2205. Okay, now let me show you 2205 and I will give the conclusion. So this is the 2205. So that means latest version. Now go to the commerce software. This is the commerce software and I will go to the same location and show you. Let me go to the same location and show you what is there. Then we will see the conclusion. Okay. Okay, I will go to the same location. So where bin modules base accelerator. Bin modules base accelerator. Base accelerator. Now do you see that Y accelerator storefront?
No.
Do you see Y accelerator storefront? It's not there. That means, okay, in the latest version, B2C, B2B, we will not get it.
We'll get it, but
We will get it, but it is in the deprecated. Why it is in the deprecated and what is the direction I want to discuss. So see this one. Now I'll go to the deprecated. Now you can see in the Y accelerator in the deprecated. It is deprecated. What is the meaning of deprecated? Can anyone tell me? What is the meaning of deprecated?
no longer used.
Okay, so in the future, this will be completely removed. In a simple word, in the future, this will be completely removed. In a simple word, in the future, this will be completely removed. So therefore, if you see here, right now, in the current version, we don't have any challenges. This is where you have the Y accelerator storefront. But if you see in the 2205, can you see this one? 2205. So this is available in the deprecated version, or this is available in the deprecated version. So that means in the future, there is no accelerator. Can you please pay attention? Can you please pay attention? This is very powerful conclusion you need to remember. So what I'm trying to say that right now, whatever I am seeing, let me go to the B2C site once. So this is the B2C site, right? So let me go to apparel UK, which is English, clear equal to true. So this is the apparel UK, right? This is the apparel UK. So whatever results we are seeing is coming from which one? Accelerator. Now you need to understand the conclusion, please. So that means B2C and B2B, sorry, B2C sites are coming from accelerator storefront. We call it as an accelerator storefront. We call it as an accelerator storefront. This accelerator storefront is based on JSP technologies. So that means server-side technology. Server-side technology. Okay. So can you please pay attention? Can you please pay attention? Even functional people, technical people, both should remember this conclusion. So what I am trying to say that whatever we are using, accelerator, storefront, so on, so those are all. That means you hit this, right? You are getting the sample B2C site, whether it is apparel, whether it is electronics. Sample B2C sites we are getting. These samples B2C sites results is coming from Y accelerator storefront, which is a JSP based server-side technology. So these accelerator storefronts are deprecated. deprecated from 2205 version onwards. You can use it, but it is deprecated. So then what we will use in future? That is the question. Then what we will, for now it is okay here. At least this is there in the deprecated. For now this is okay. At least it is there in the deprecated. So deprecated means what? In the next 2 years or 3 years or next 1 year, this no more available. So then what we will use in future? That is the question. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
Chenna.
Chenna.
Okay, very good. So this is a nice conclusion here. What I'm trying to say that whatever we are using for Chroma, whatever we are using for Reliance Digital, all these are accelerator based, which is a JSP technology, which is coming from via Accelerator storefront, and in the 2205 version onwards, it is moved to deprecated. It is moved to deprecated means what? Maybe in the next 1 year, 2 years, it is no more available. It is no more supported. If it is no more supported, then what we will use in future if via Accelerator storefront is deprecated? What we will use in future instead of via Accelerator storefront? That's the question. So the answer is Spartacus. Answer is Spartacus. What we will use in future? So we will use Spartacus. So that's why I will show you a small structure here. That is a nice structure. You have to start remembering now. Okay, let me show you the diagram. This is one of the diagram. We will. That's what Spartacus is another highest demanded technology right now. Okay, you can see here. I will show you one small diagram. You will understand clearly. So this is the Spartacus nodes, and you can see here. I just put this one nice diagram I put here, so that yeah. This is the nice diagram here. Can you please see this? Can you please see this? Right now we are getting the site results from where? From the Accelerator storefront. In the future, this will not be available. Instead of that, we will use Spartacus code base or Spartacus code. So that means if you want to practice, if you want to explore a little bit on the Spartacus, anyway, at the end of the training, we will cover once, but let me show you. So you can see Spartacus demo site. Spartacus demo site. This is the Spartacus demo site. So this is created with the Angular technology, not with the JSP technology. This is the Spartacus demo URL if you want to play. This is the Spartacus demo URL if you want to play. Now let's understand what exactly it means. Now let's understand what exactly this means. Okay. Now can you please pay attention? So this is what, can you please see this one? Now we have two solutions. Accelerator based solution, which is a JSP, and a future solution, which is a Spartacus. Future solution, which is a Spartacus. Spartacus is what? Angular technology. Angular means front end. There is no server side technology. So that's why the future is this Spartacus. So therefore, instead of Accelerator storefront, we will use the Spartacus. Now let me explain a little bit deeper on this. Okay, can you please see this one? Now, let's say you are using the 22 SAP Commerce 2011. 2011 means what? Accelerator. Okay, so this is the Accelerator. So that means this is a site. This site is what? Can you please pay attention? So this is the site, and this site is where it is available. Can you see this one? This site is a via Accelerator storefront, and the via Accelerator storefront is part of what? Via Accelerator storefront is part of what? Just now we have seen. Part of the commerce or not?
Modules. Yeah.
It's okay, but part of the commerce, right? Base Accelerator, it is a part of the commerce. You can see. So that means, in a simple word, to understand, I will put it a small diagram. Please try to understand. And you are here to learn a new year. You need to pay attention. That's it. Okay, assume that these are the commerce functionalities. Okay, and why accelerator storefront is nothing but what? UI. Okay, this is the commerce and this is the UI. This is the commerce and this is the UI.
That is
Right
for
now,
B2B as well.
okay, please listen here. Right now, commerce and UI are tightly coupled. Yes or no? Right now,
Yes.
commerce and UI are tightly coupled. Right now, commerce and UI are tightly coupled. Okay, so this is the UI technology, which is a JSP based, whatever it may be, whether it is a JSP based or whatever it may be. Right now, commerce and UI are tightly coupled. That's the architecture right now. Now, in the future, how it will be? In the future, it is a Spartacus, right?
Spartacus.
So if it is a Spartacus, now let me show you. Let's say this is a Spartacus site. Where is that? This is a Spartacus site, which is Angular technology. Which is a Angular technology. And for easy understanding purpose, so let's say this is the Spartacus site, Spartacus code, which I can deploy in the Vishnu machine. For easy understanding, I'm telling here. So right now, these two are deployed together. Can you please see this one? Right now, these two, that means UI and commerce are deployed together. That means those are tightly coupled. Those are tightly coupled. Now in the future, so this is the Spartacus code, which is the Angular code. I will deploy into Vishnu machine. Then where is the commerce? Let me go to 2205 version. So if you go to the 2205 version, let's say this is what my commerce. This is what my commerce. And I will put the commerce in, let's say, Sudhakar machine. I will put the commerce in the Sudhakar machine. So that means these are loosely coupled. That means these are loosely coupled. Then how these two exchange the data? Can you please pay attention? Can you please pay attention? So this is the SAP commerce and this is the Spartacus. SAP commerce means what? Okay, products, cards, users, orders and all. So this is called SAP commerce. Okay, so what is the meaning of commerce? Product, cards, users, orders, okay, checkout, all those things. Now can you see this one? This is the Spartacus, right? Now I click on this. When I click on this, it is getting the data from the commerce system. It is just a UI. It is just a UI, and the data, product data, all the data, cart data, product data, all these are coming from commerce. So that means there is a data exchange between these two. There is a data exchange between these two. That data exchange will happen through OCC services. This data exchange happens through OCC services. OCC, Omni-Channel Connect. Let me prove it whether it is coming OCC or not. Can you please pay attention? Can you please pay attention? Right now I am here and I go on to click this. Now I am clicking the product. When I click on the product details comes from where? Product details come from Spartacus, right? Sorry, commerce.
Commerce.
Yes. Now I will right click inspect element, go to the network. Can you please observe here? Right click inspect element, go to the network and click on this product and see whether you are getting the product details from commerce through OCC. So I click on the product, you can see. So can you observe this one? So this is the product number. So this is the product number I am sending. Okay. So you can see the request header. So this is the product number I am sending to commerce. You can see OCC version 2, and request is going to the commerce with this product number. Now it is giving the response. So this is the response. Why response is not having much information? Yeah, you can see that the pages, all these things are coming. Yeah. Okay, this is the response. Can you see this one? So this response you are just taking and displaying here. That's it. So it is all UI magic here. There is no data here, Spartacus. There is no data here. It's a UI magic. Data is coming from the commerce you are taking and displaying here. So therefore, this is the future architecture. This is the future architecture. So therefore, now in case of current system, commerce and UI are tightly coupled. In future, when it comes to Spartacus, UI and the commerce are loosely coupled. That's why this is called headless e-commerce. This is one of the buzzword you hear in the market. Do you know what is headless e-commerce? Do you know what is headless e-commerce? Headless e-commerce is a concept. Headless e-commerce is a concept. What that concept says, keep the commerce and the UI separate. Keep the commerce and UI separate. Keep the commerce and UI separate. That is the concept. Now that concept is implemented in so many ways. Some companies are using React.js, some companies are using something else, some companies are using something else. But we have a prepared way to implement the headless e-commerce. What is the prepared way of the implementing headless e-commerce? Our SAP preferred way for headless e-commerce is what?
Spartacus.
What is the SAP preferred way of headless e-commerce implementation? Spartacus.
Angular.
Spartacus. So therefore, what I am trying to say, headless e-commerce. What is the headless e-commerce? Separating UI and commerce. It is a concept, that's it. It's a concept separating UI. Separate UI and commerce. That's it. Separate UI and commerce. That's called headless e-commerce. Now the question is, so we can implement this headless e-commerce in many ways. Headless e-commerce in many ways. Some companies uses with React.js. Some companies uses something like that. But what is the preferred way of? What is the preferred way of? Or what is the SAP suggested headless e-commerce solution? Headless e-commerce solution.
Spartacus.
Yes, Spartacus. That's it here. So this is what the Spartacus, and this is the Spartacus solution. So therefore, in the future, you have a Spartacus here, you have a commerce here. These two can exchange the data through OCC calls. So that means here you are clicking on the product. Product will come from the commerce, and you will use that data and display it here and do the magic. So now, don't think that Spartacus is the future here. It is already started. That's why I said Spartacus is a excellent demand right now. Okay, so let me show you
Is this only for B2C or B2B as well?
Okay, you can see this one. I'm just showing this is the website developed completely on the Spartacus. This is the website completely developed on the Spartacus. So don't think that Spartacus is the future here. Spartacus already started, but in the next 2 years, most of the companies will be jumping to the Spartacus. The reason is, what is the reason? Tell me. What is the reason? Tell me. Accelerator storefront is deprecated now itself. It is already deprecated. In the next 2 years or 3 years, they will not support anymore. Hence, most of the companies will move to Spartacus, or maybe they will go with React.js or some other technologies. Okay, once you're comfortable with the SAP Commerce, this is one more great technology to focus if you want more money, especially. That's about this, the sites. So therefore, let's recap quickly once. After installation, we are getting sample B2C site and sample B2B sites. And you can see sample B2C sites results is coming from Accelerator storefront, which is the JSP technology, and which is available right now in the 2011. But if I go and see in the 2205, it is already moved to the deprecated version. So that means in the future they may not support this Accelerator, this JSP. Then what is the future direction then? Future direction is go with the headless e-commerce. Go with the headless e-commerce. Headless e-commerce we can implement in n number of ways. One of the suggested way is Spartacus. And you can see this is the Spartacus sample URL. Don't think that future is the Spartacus. Spartacus is already started. So many companies, at least 3% of the companies already started Spartacus. 3% of the companies. I am not telling all the companies. Definitely 3 to 5% of the companies already started with the Spartacus, and this is the Spartacus website. So the biggest advantage with the Spartacus is, so UI and commerce are separated so that you can exchange the data between the UI and commerce through OCC calls. That's it. Now, if you have any question, go ahead and ask.
You said
This conference will now be recorded.
Can you please see this one? The Ravi question is, now I said commerce and Spartacus exchange the data between these two through OCC services. Now the question is, what is the question? Where can we see available OCC services? Question is, or how can we, or where can we see? Where can we see SAP Commerce provided OCC services through which we can exchange the data? So the answer is Swagger URL. This is the URL. You don't need to do anything here. I already told you how to install, right? You install it and hit it. You will get the OCC services list. So these are all the OCC services available for us to exchange the data between commerce and the other system. Other system can be Spartacus or Marketing Cloud or something else. That is the biggest advantage with the OCC services. So let's say I have a OCC. Can you see the power of the OCC service? Can you see the power of the OCC service? Let's say I have the add cart OCC service here. Can you see this one? So there is a cart OCC service. Okay. So let's say we have a cart OCC service. Now, what is the purpose of the cart OCC service? Through this, you can get the cart information. Now, cart information, I can get into Spartacus. Or let's say I have a marketing cloud technology or Salesforce cloud technology, SAP marketing cloud technology, SAP marketing cloud. So that is that technology purpose is for marketing purpose. So let's say some other system, YYY system, and I want to use the cart information here. Then you can simply use these OCC services in other places also, or you can consume these OCC services in other systems also. That is the power of the headless e-commerce. That is the power of the OCC services. That is the power of the OCC services. That is the power of the headless. Why companies are moving headless e-commerce? Once a service is ready, then I can use that service in the Spartacus for UI purpose, or I can use in the marketing cloud purpose. What is the purpose of marketing cloud? Let me tell you why I need to use cart service in the marketing cloud. So let's say you in the Amazon. So can you understand this functionality, please? So in the Amazon, you added 2 items to cart. You did not buy. Let's say you added Samsung TV to cart and you did not buy. And what is the next festival here? Vinayak Chavti, right? So next festival is Vinayak Chavti. And for Vinayak Chavti, there is an offer on this Samsung TV. Are you getting the emails or not? Saying that, hey, sometime back you are trying to add the item to cart. Now that item is having some offer now. Would you like to buy? Are you getting that kind of emails?
Yes, Chenna.
Yes. Then who will do that? So marketing cloud kind of technologies. Marketing cloud or marketing technology, SAP marketing cloud technology purpose is what? Marketing. So that means advertise, creating the leads, talking to the customers, sending the emails, all those things. So therefore, so this marketing technology, so that means this cart information you can give to marketing technology or marketing cloud. This cart information you can give to marketing cloud. Marketing cloud knows how to send the emails, what to do with the data. In a simple word, marketing cloud knows what to do with that data because it's a specialized one. This marketing cloud is a specialized one for marketing purpose. You only need to give the data, give the cart data to them. They know what to do with the cart data. They will define the rules. They will define the workflows. They will define the email generation, all those things. This is the power of the OCC services. This is why companies are moving towards the headless e-commerce. Once the service is ready, service can be used in the Spartacus Our service can be used in the marketing cloud. Our service can be used in the some other system. That means same data can be exchanged in the multiple systems. Now, one point is, okay, now one point is, I said you added item to cart and you did not buy. You added item to cart, but you did not buy. Those kind of carts are called what? Those kind of carts are called abandoned carts. So that's why, so there is a famous article on this. Even real time also we will use this a lot here. So SAP Commerce abandoned carts to SAP Marketing Cloud. Okay, you can see this article. Okay, SAP Commerce integration with the Marketing Cloud for abandoned carts. For abandoned carts. Oh, this is the abandoned carts from the data hub. So here they are using the data hub. Without data hub also we can do it. So basically we are trying to give the cart information to Marketing Cloud. Which cart information? Not used carts. What is the meaning of not used carts? You added item to cart, but you did not buy. Those are all called abandoned carts. That abandoned cart I am giving to Marketing Cloud. Now Marketing Cloud knows what to do with that data. So like this is one of the important scenario here where you will be exchanging your abandoned cart information to Marketing Cloud, Salesforce Cloud, where they have the marketing strategies defined and you give the data, they know what to do with the data, whether they want to send the email, whether they want to do something, whether they want to talk to the customer directly, and so on, so on. So those are all defined under that technology specific purpose is like that. And so on, so on. So this is the power of the future direction. This is the power of the future direction. And you can see that OCC services list here. There are so many OCC services. Now, one point is, assume that there is no OCC service which is exactly not matching for your requirement. So if you don't find a OCC services is not matching your client requirement, then no problem here. You can create your own services. You can create your own OCC services. Now, if you want to learn how to create OCC services, you can just go to the youtube.com and type OCC Chenna. You have a recorded session for it. Okay, so this is the recorded session for it to create your own OCC services. Now, if you want to set up your own Spartacus, I told this is the demo Spartacus site. Where is that? Can you please pay attention? Can you please pay attention? I told this is the demo Spartacus site. Okay, demo Spartacus site. This is the demo Spartacus site. Someone hosted it. Someone given for us. If you want to set up your own Spartacus, if you want to set up your own your copy of Spartacus, then no problem. You can go to youtube.com again. Just type, okay, Chenna Spartacus. Okay. So this is one more problem. So in the English, Spartacus meaning is different. Okay, now this is the recorded session for the Spartacus. Now, please. Okay, that's it. That's all about the different sites. What we have, what is the meaning of Accelerator site? What is the meaning of Accelerator site? What is the meaning of Spartacus site? And what is the direction? And what kind of companies are using? And if at all you want to set up the Spartacus site, and so on, so on, so on. And please remember this, Spartacus is the separate training. Separate training, so which we will do later. That is what for now. Now, if you have any questions on this, ask me.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, now let's come here. As I mentioned, what is the Accelerator storefront? What is the Spartacus storefront? If you don't want to use the Spartacus, let's say instead of Spartacus, you want to use some other UI technology, let's say React.js or some other thing. Yes, that is also possible. but this is the one of the SAP preferred way for the headless e-commerce. And the headless e-commerce you can use for B2C and B2B. And on the B2B side, they are implementing more now, but most of the things are available in the B2B side also. But yeah, they are focusing more on the B2B. You can start using it. As I told you, some of the companies already started and already went to the live also. I just shown you some examples, and so on, so on, so on. And as I mentioned, these are the recorded sessions you have for Spartacus and OCC if you want to learn it. Okay, all right. Now let's come back here, and this is the OCC services. Definitely, yeah, that Spartacus is the big vision in the next 2 years, especially for 2024. For now, we are good with the Accelerator, but for 2024, Spartacus will have huge demand because already customers started moving to Spartacus. Okay, all right. Now let's come back here. As I mentioned, after installation, okay, after installation, we get B2C sites and B2B sites, right? Now the question is, where can we see those site details? So if you want to see that it's site details, then go to back office. Okay, go to back office. Where can we see the site details? Go to the back office, and you can see there is a WCMS. WCMS means Web Content Management System, and click on websites. Click on websites. So now you can see these are all the websites. These are all the websites, electronics, power tools, all these things. I told you 3 B2C sites, right? 3 B2C sites and 1 B2B site, total 4. Total 4 you can see here. Now you can ask a question, how do I know power tools is the B2B and others are B2C? See, I said, okay, I shown you the place where you can see 4. Now, how do we know? So which one is B2C, which one is B2B? See, I told the names, but you should have a way to find, right? I told the names, but you should have a way to find it. So how do we know which is B2C and which is B2B? For that, what you can do is that click on the website. Click on the website, and there is a property called channel. There is a property, there is an attribute called channel. So for B2C, it is a B2C. For B2B, it is a B2B. Electronics is a B2C, that's why it is here B2C. And power tools is what? B2B, right? Power tools is the B2B, so that's why you will see here B2B. And electronics, apparel is B2C or B2B? Apparel is B2C, so that's why you are able to see the B2C. Now, as part of SAP Commerce, we are getting B2C and B2B. Now, it is important for us to understand. So, what exactly B2C will give for us? What exactly B2B will give for us? Or, in a simple word, B2C versus B2B differences. Okay, B2C site and B2B site differences. Let me do one thing. Let me put 3 columns. Okay, so let's say this is the B2C and this is the B2B site. This is the B2C and B2B site. So the first thing is that let's understand one more thing. So before we start this differences, let's understand one more thing here. After installation, we get this site, right? After installation, we get this site. So the question is, after installation, what exactly we get it? So we'll understand that terminologies and flow. After installation, we are getting B2C site and B2B site. Let's understand the flow pages and all. Let's understand the B2C site flow or pages are different elements, different jargons. Jargons means what? Terminologies and so on, so on. Let's understand B2C site flow or pages or jargons and so on, so on. So the first one is I hit the URL. Whenever you hit the URL, whatever you are seeing here is called home page. Whatever you are seeing here is called home page. Please pay attention. So this is called home page. So I hit the URL. Whenever you hit the URL, whatever you are seeing here is called home page. And every page will have corresponding. This is the UI, right? Along with the UI, you also have some Java code, right? So whenever you hit the URL, what will be called? Whenever you hit the URL, what will be called? Controller will be called. So whenever every page or whenever we hit the URL, what will be called? Controller will be called. Now I want to know what is the controller for home page. So the answer is, so this is the code we imported into Eclipse yesterday. So this is the home page, right? Can you see? Can you please pay attention? So I hit this URL. When you hit this URL, now I want to find out. When you hit the URL, now I want to find out what is the controller called. So I am telling that this is the controller called homepage controller.java. Homepage controller.java. Can you see homepage controller.java is there 2 times, right? Can you observe this one? Homepage controller.java is there 2 times. Why it is there 2 times? One is for B2C side, one is for B2B side. One is for B2C side, one is for B2B side. Now this is the controller called when you hit the URL. Now you can ask a question, right? What is the question you can ask? What is the guarantee that this is the controller called? Can you please pay attention and listen the flow, please? We'll practice for 4 or 5 pages so that you will get clear. So what I'm trying to say that you hit the URL. When you hit the URL, you are getting the results. Whenever you hit the URL, controller will be called. Now I am saying this is the controller called. Now you can ask a question, how I am telling this is the controller called? The reason is, you can see after the language, you have the slash, right? And in the controller, you have the request mapping slash. So that means URL pattern is matching with the controller request mapping. Hence, this is the code called, this is the controller called, this has the bunch of the logic. Because of all this logic, we are getting these results. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes.
Very good. So therefore, for home page, what is the starting Java code or what is the starting controller?
Homepage control.
Homepage controller Java. Okay. Just give me a sec. Okay. Now let me share my screen again. Where is that? Okay. So therefore, now once we hit the URL, whatever we are seeing called home page. For home page, what is the starting code? What is the controller code? Homepage controller.java. Next, from the home page, what I can do? I can search. This is called search results page. This is called search results page or search page. People also call it as search page. Search page. And sometimes when you see in the documentations, in the FS and all, they say SRP. SRP means no need to confuse. It's a search results page. And if you see the search results page, so this is the URL. So slash search something. Search results page slash search something. Now, can we see how this is there in the Reliance website or Chroma website? whether these are matching almost all the scenarios. Can we see how it is there in the Shopper Shop? I said Shopper Shop developed using SAP Commerce. Reliance Digital developed using SAP Commerce. Chroma developed using SAP Commerce. Can we see how those URLs are, whether those are matching with the OOTB? Can we see that or not? Can we correlate with Chroma or Reliance Digital or Shopper Shop? Yes or no?
Yes.
We can.
Yes. Okay, tell me, you want me to correlate with Chroma or Reliance Digital or Shopper Shop or something else?
Reliance Digital.
Okay, let's go with the Reliance Digital. So whoever speaks first, I will go with them. So now I hit the URL. Whenever you hit the URL, this is called home page. Okay, this is called home page and this is called home page. Now from the home page, I am searching something. Let's say caps. Now do you see? Is this URL is matching? Is this URL,
Yes.
URL pattern is matching?
Yes, Chenna.
Yes. Okay. Now let's come back here. I search something caps, and when I search something, then this is the okay. Searching like this and hitting this URL, both are same, right? Searching like this and hitting the URL, both the meaning is same. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Now when I search like this, okay, when I search like this or when I hit the URL like this, some controller will be called. Then what is the controller? What is the starting code? So what the page name, tell me? Search.
Search page dot
Search
com.
page controller.java. You can remember these names here because these are not going to change. So you can see search page controller.java is there 2 times. Why it is there 2 times? One is for B2C by Accelerator storefront. One is for B2B. Okay, this is the one will be called. So that means when you hit that URL, this is the controller called. Now you can ask a question, what is the guarantee that this is the correct controller? What is the guarantee that this is the correct controller? Now observe after English, what do I have? /search. And my controller request mapping is also exactly same. So that means URL pattern is matching with the controller request mapping. URL pattern is matching with the controller request mapping. That means this is the correct controller called. This has the bunch of the logic. Because of all this logic, at the end you will get these results. That's the meaning. So therefore for home page controller, for search page, what do we have? Search page controller.java. Search page controller.java. That's it. Next, third one. So from home page, I can search that. Then that's good. From home page, I can also click these menus. These menus are called what? Categories. These menus are called what? Categories. So this is called a category page or PLP, product listing page. So therefore, the next one is product listing page. So people call it as PLP or people also call it as category page. So then what is the URL? This is the URL. Okay, what is the URL? This is the URL. Now in the URL, can you observe this /c product number? /c and the product number. Can you observe this one? /c and product number. So this is what the URL pattern for the category pages. So this is the URL pattern for the category pages. Can we see is that similar things are there in the Reliance Digital? If not there, they might have been done the customization. If not there, they might have been done the customization. Can we see in the Reliance Digital? I will go and click on this. Okay, or I will go and click on this this one. Why we are getting the /search? I'll go here. So let's say I go on the create the mobiles something. Okay, is that matching? Can you check this? Reliance Digital, is that matching? Category number.
Yes.
Yes. Category number. It is matching. If at all you are not finding this pattern, that means they have done the customization. If at all you are not finding this pattern, that means they have done the customization. Okay, that's about this one. Now let's come back here. So this is the URL you are hitting. So clicking on, okay, can you please pay attention? Clicking on this menu navigation item or hitting this URL, both are same. Clicking on this or hitting the URL, both meaning is same, right?
Yes.
Yes. So that means whenever you click on that or whenever you hit the URL, what will be called? Controller will be called. Now I want to find out what is the controller. So I told you the name of this one. Name is what? Category. So therefore, Control-Shift-R. How to find the file? So I told you yesterday how to import the code. Now you want to find the file. If you want to find the file, Control-Shift-R, you need to press once. Control-Shift-R. All three you need to press once. At once. Okay. Then you can say category star controller.java. Or if you want to just put the category page controller, you can put it. So you can see it is there two times. One is for B2C, another one is B2B. So therefore, when you hit that URL, this is the controller called. Okay, this has a bunch of the logic. Because of all this logic, you get some results. That results you are displaying there. Now you can ask a question. What is the question? What is the guarantee that this is the correct controller? So if you see the URL pattern, so we have /c. So here also we have /c. So that means URL pattern is matching with the controller request mapping. Now before /c, I have so many characters, right? Before /c, I have so many characters. So that's why in the request mapping also, I am putting double star. Double star is nothing but wild characters. So that means, so this double star will allow any number of characters and those characters can be anything. So that means my request URL pattern is matching with the controller request mapping, and this has the bunch of the logic. Because of all this logic, we are getting some results. That results you are displaying in the UI. That results you are displaying in the UI. So therefore, for category pages, what is the controller? Category page controller at Java. See how easy to find the existing code. Do you remember I told there is one big advantage with the SAP Commerce? In the SAP Commerce, 40% of development time is less, 40% of development cost is less. Do you remember that statement? Because
Yes.
in the SAP Commerce, we have a structured way of writing the code. You can see how easily you are able to find the code. For home page controller, for a search page controller, for a category page controller, like that we have equivalent controllers. Then next one, let's come back here again. So now I am in the home page. Then we have seen the search, we have seen the navigation. Then what else we can do? I can click on this sign in register, right? I can click on this sign in register. Okay, this is another page. So this is called sign in page or registration page or login page. Okay, so the next one is what? Login page or register page. Login page or register page, and this is the URL. Okay, this is the URL. Now go to the Reliance. In the Reliance also you have login. Is that matching here? Is that matching?
Yes.
Yes, it's matching. Again, please remember this. In case of Reliance, you are not having a EN and all. The reason is it is Reliance Digital is there only in India. That's why they are not caring about languages, all those things, appending at the end. Otherwise, if the site is available for multiple languages, mostly they will append the language code at the end. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yes, very good. Now let's come here. So you are clicking on this hyperlink and hitting this URL, both are same. Now you hit that URL. When you hit the URL, there will be some code called. Okay, so let's go here, and that page is called login page or sign in page, right? So let's see login page controller.java. Yes, we have login page controller.java. So you can see here, this is the one which is exactly matching with our request mapping. I'll close some of the windows. Okay, so now you can see login page controller.java. So which is having, is the URL pattern is matching with the controller request mapping? Is the URL pattern is matching with the controller request mapping?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So therefore, when you hit that URL, this is the controller called. So this has bunch of the logic executed, and it is giving some results. That results you are displaying here. So therefore, for login page, what is the controller you have? Login page controller.java. These are excellent conclusions here. So technical people should remember this file name. Functional people, you don't need to remember. At least you need to understand that, okay, yes, there is an easy way to find out code. There is an easy way to find out the code. That's what you need to remember the conclusion. But these things you need to remember. This URL patterns, how it is there in this, how the OOTV, all these things you need to remember. Technical people should remember this file name also to find the code in a fastest way. Okay, next. So that's about this. So from the home page, we can search, we can click on this, we can log in. That's fine. Now I go to the categories and I click on this. When I click on this, whatever you are seeing here, this is called PDP or product detail page or product page. So the next one is product details page. So we call it as PDP, or people also call it as product page. 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 Now you can see here. So clicking on this and hitting the URL, both are same. Clicking on this and hitting the URL, both are same. And this is the OOTP pattern. What is the OOTP pattern? Can you see this one, please? So here you have /p, then product number. /p, then product number. This is the OOTP pattern you have. Now let's go and observe in the Reliance ones. So in the Reliance, let's go to the category. This is the category and these are all the products. Let me click on the product. So this is the product detail page. Now if the pattern is matching, if the pattern is matching,
Yes, Chenna, it's matching.
yes, yes. So this is how OOTP URL functionality is given for us. So that's why there is a one certification question. We'll discuss that certification question also. That's why there is one certification question. We'll discuss that certification question. Especially there is a functional certification question. Okay. Now let's come back. Before that question, let's come back here. Now I hit this URL. Whenever we hit the URL, controller will be called. Okay, I will just. Okay, we are hitting this URL. Whenever we hit the URL, controller is called. What is the controller for this? So you are hitting this URL. So when you hit the URL, we know that this is the product page. So therefore, Control-Shift-R, product page controller check. Yes, there is a product page controller.java. So this is the one which will be called when you hit that URL, and this has the bunch of the logic. Because of that logic, you are getting some results. That results you are taking and displaying in the UI. So you can see, so /p, which is matching here. URL pattern is matching with the controller request mapping, and before the /p you have so much text or so much URL, and that is nothing but a wildcard pattern. Okay, now this has a bunch of the logic. This logic is giving some results. That results you are taking and displaying here. So therefore, for product page, what is the controller? For product page, what is the controller?
Controller.java.
Product page controller.java. Okay, that's it. Next. Now you have a product page. Okay, you are here. Now you are trying to add the item to cart. When you try to add the item to cart, this is called a cart page. You added the item to cart. Now you are in the cart page. You added the item to cart. Now you are in the cart page. So the next one is cart page. You added the item to cart. Now you are in the cart page, and this is a URL. So slash cart is the URL pattern. Now let's go to the Reliance and see. So let me add the item to cart. So it is asking me to enter the zip code. Let me enter the 5,90,000. Okay, what is it? Okay, add item to cart. Okay, product is added item to successfully. Now it is giving some other services which I don't want. Now you can see this is what my cart page. This is what I added, and this is what the cart page, and you can see the URL. Are you guys are clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's it. So therefore now so this is the cart page URL. That means you are hitting this URL. When you hit the URL, some code will be called. That is nothing but the controller code that has bunch of the logic. Because of that logic, you are getting some results. That results you are taking and displaying UI. Now, what is that code called? So right now we know that is the cart page. You can just check a cart page controller.java you have. Okay, now you can ask a question, what is the guarantee that this is the correct controller called? So the same flow I am explaining multiple times. That's why I'm little bit fast. I know that the same flow is repeated for many pages. That's why I'm explaining fast. I think you guys are able to get it right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so same flow I'm repeating for multiple pages. That's why I'm going little bit fast. Okay, now you can see here you have the slash. What is the URL pattern? URL pattern is having slash cart. So here also slash cart. So that means URL pattern is matching with the controller request mapping. That means when you hit the URL, this is the code called, this is the controller called, and this has a bunch of the logic. This logic is giving some results. That results you are taking and displaying in the UI. So therefore, for a cart page, what is the starting code? What is the controller code? Cart page controller.java. Cart page controller.java. That's it. Now, once you added item to cart, what you will do? Once you added item to cart, what you will do? You click on checkout. Okay. So now this is the URL. Okay. So that is called the checkout page. So this is the URL, and in the URL you can see there is a checkout. Now let's go to the Reliance Digital. Let's go to the Reliance Digital. Click on checkout. Is it matching?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Okay. So slash login here is the additional thing which you don't have in the Reliance Digital, which is okay. But at least checkout you can see here. Now, can you please observe here? What I'm trying to say is that you go to the cart page. You go to the cart page and click on checkout. So clicking on checkout, hitting the URL, both are same. So you hit this URL. When you hit the URL, there is a corresponding controller called. Some code is called. So now checkout will have. Can you please pay attention? Can you please pay attention? Checkout star controller.java. Controller.java. You can see there are so many checkout controllers. So right now I am what? Checkout login controller.java. Checkout login controller.java. This is exactly matching with the current requirement, right? So this is how you need to find out the corresponding code quickly. So now you can see slash login slash checkout slash login slash checkout, which is exactly matching with the controller. So URL pattern is matching with the controller request mapping. That means when you hit the URL, this is the code. This is the code called. This is the controller called. This has a bunch of the logic that will be executed, and that is going to give some results. That results you are taking and displaying in the UI. So therefore, for checkout login checkout. So this is a login checkout, right? For login checkout, what is the corresponding controller? For login checkout, what is the corresponding controller?
Checkout login.
login controller.java. Okay, now here you can see here, can you please pay attention? Can you please pay attention? Now, if I already have the account, I can put the account and login. If I don't have the account, I can also go and play the order as a guest. Okay, I can go and play the order as a guest. Now in the Reliance Digital, you can see similar things. I think Reliance Digital, they are asking you to log in. There is no guest they disabled. That's why you can see right side so much of empty. I think guest they disabled. It depends upon the client here, whether they want to allow the guest order, whether they don't want to allow the guest order. If they want to allow the guest order, yes, that is given. Okay, can you please pay attention? Can you please pay attention? Now I want to play the order without login, and I want to play the order as a guest. So therefore, you can select enter some email ID and go to the checkout. Now this is the checkout page. This is the checkout page which has multiple steps. This is the checkout page which has multiple steps, right? Can you see this one? Multiple steps. What is the meaning of multiple steps? First step is what? Enter the address. Second step is what? Enter the shipping methods. Third step is what? Enter the payment. Fourth step is what? Enter the or review it. Then play the order. So that means in case of B2C, checkout is having checkout. What are the default? Let me ask the question this way. So in case of B2C, what are the default checkout steps? What are the default checkout steps? You need to remember these names here. In case of B2C, what are the default checkout steps? So the first one is you have an option to enter the shipping address. Then second one is shipping methods. What is the meaning of shipping methods? Whether you want to fast delivery or normal delivery or premium. Let's say you place the order in the Amazon. When you place the order in the Amazon, what kind of shipping methods you have? You have a premium, you have a normal, like that, right? Similarly, shipping methods you can select it. Then what is the third one? Payment and billing address. So whenever you do the payment, you also enter the billing address of that particular card, right? So that is what you have here, payment and billing address. Then finally you have a final review. Just give me a second. Can you please pay, sorry about that. Now let's come back here, please. So final review. So this is where you have submit order button. Submit order button is there here. So therefore, in case of B2C, by default checkout is having how many steps? In case of B2C, checkout is having how many steps? 4 steps. Now tomorrow, let's say you want to add one more step. Yes, that is possible. You can do that with the customization. That's not a complex customization, it's a medium customization only. Can you please pay attention? Can you please pay attention? Let's say you are a functional consultant, you are demonstrating to the customer saying that during the checkout we have 4 steps. One is to enter the address, one is to enter the shipping methods, one is enter the payment and billing address, and do final review. You can see here is the payment and billing address. Let's say your customer is asking, I want payment is one step, billing address in another step. That means you need to split into how many steps? So this step you need to split into 2 parts. One is payment step and another one is billing step, address step, billing address step. That kind of adding a new step is possible. That's not a complex customization, that's a medium customization, and we do generally in the real time. It's not a very new thing. You will find nice articles or tutorials how to add a new step. in between. And if you want that code, you can just send email to me. I will share that code. How to add a new step in between. Is that clear? So what I'm trying to say that in case of checkout, we have 4 default steps. Okay, shipping address, shipping methods, payment, billing address, and the final review. Payment and billing address and the final review. And let's say your customer is asking, I want to add another step. No problem, you can add it. I want to add another step. No problem, you can add it. And that's not a complex customization, that's a medium customization, and you will not have. So that's kind of a normal way of doing only. We can find much of tutorials for that, or so much of tutorials for it. This is in case of B2C. Now I told you there is one certification question, right? So this is one of the certification question. Okay, that's about the checkout, and we have multiple steps, right? Address step, payment step, shipping method step, like that. So that's why when you go here, you will find multiple controllers also. So you can say checkout star controller.java. Are you guys are paying attention? You can see checkout login, just now we have seen. Checkout registration, you can also do the registration, right? Then checkout step controller. So if you go to the checkout step controller, okay, so if you go to the checkout step controller, you can see there is a next back. Can you please pay attention? Checkout steps. Back is there, next is there. What is the meaning of back? Okay, so right now I am here. I am clicking on next to go to the next step. So let me enter one address here quickly. Let me enter one address quickly. So let's say ChennaReddyTraining address is, let's say 12, and let's say Dallas, and phone number pin code is 1234, and click on next. Next means what? You are going to the next step. Okay, you are going to the next step. And I want to go to the shipping method again. So you are clicking on this button. You are clicking on this button means you are going to back. So that's why. So in case of checkout step controller, there is a back next. There is a back next. That is how the code is given for us. Now you can see. So there are multiple. Okay, login, checkout. This one is for the B2B. So you can see here, this controller specifically for B2B. There is no B2B, B2C controller for this. This functionality I will show you in the B2B side. Okay, then you have a option to enter the delivery address. Can you see? You are entering the shipping address. Okay, then you have option to enter the payment controller. And like that, you have different controllers given. Summary is nothing but final review. Like this, you have different controllers for checkout. Is that clear? Is that clear, everyone? Why we have multiple controllers during the checkout? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, now as I said, there is a certification question. So which of the following is OOTB? So this is one of the question asked. So option 1, category page, sorry, PLP page or PLP URLs ends with /c/c, then /category number. Then second one, PLP URLs ends with /c/category name. Third one, PDP URLs, product detail page URLs ends with /p/product number. And the fourth one, PDP URLs ends with /p/product name. Okay, all above. Which is the correct answer? Which is the correct answer?
All above.
All above. Arvind, Ankit,
1, 2, and 3.
Soumit, what is the answer?
1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3. What happened to 4?
Product name was there. I don't remember.
Okay. So now let's observe here, please. Let's go here. So you can see /C/ category name. So we can also have the names, or we can also have the numbers. So therefore, this is correct. This is correct. Then let's go to the products. So /P/product number. You can see /P/product number. And here we don't have the name. Here we don't have the name, but names can be possible. So let's go to the Lenovo.com. Let's go to the Lenovo.com, and or let's go to the OCM.com. This is also developed using SAP Commerce. Now I'll go here and click on this. This is the product detail page. It is having the product number. So sometimes it can also have the name here. Let me go to Lenovo.com once. So when you can have the number, if you have less products. If you have the less products, you can also have the name. Yeah, they are having the number. So let's say phones. Go here. Let's go here. What is the URL? Product number, right? Lenovo is also developed using SAP Commerce here. Yeah. So therefore, that okay. Please remember this. So generally, you don't have this scenario. The reason is in the companies you have n number of products. If you give the name, it's difficult to give the names, right? So that's why generally we give the product numbers. But product name is also correct. Product name is also correct. So therefore, the answer is all above. The answer is all above. So this is the OOTP behavior given for us. Okay, we'll continue discussing tomorrow on the B2B side also. And we will play the orders and we'll see some more functionalities what are given for us along with the installation. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask. If you want to listen to others' question, you can wait. Else you can continue with your regular activities.